When I look back at the story of my life thus far, it feels like I'm looking at completely different lifetimes. Rapid change has been a significant constant throughout my entire life. I never really got the chance to set roots down in one place for long. I've always had to stay light on my feet, ready to pack everything up and start again at a moment's notice. Because of this, I've developed a fondness for endings. I expect them and cherish them as liberating factors for new, unexpected beginnings, for which I have a similar fondness. This lifestyle has cultivated and surfaced a great many truths of a peculiar quality. These truths aren't conditional. They apply to every facet of my life in some way. This series has up to now been titled, That's Just Me, with an emphasis on the personal nature of the truths I share on this page. 7 videos later, I find myself resonating most with a different title. The truths I share here are deeply personal to my life journey, yes, but that's not the only reason why I'm sharing them. I'm sharing the truths that made me who I am today. And who I am today is someone that I truly love, someone that I truly respect and admire, someone that I trust with my deepest desires and my wildest dreams. I want us all to feel this way about ourselves. So, my friends, I present the truths that make us. Today's truth is about respect, and as always, we'll start with a definition. Respect is defined as a positive feeling of esteem or deference for a person, entity, or their qualities. It involves recognizing the worth, rights, and dignity of others, as well as showing proper regard for rules or feelings. So right off the bat, it's clear that respect is held in high regard, as it can be an indicator of one's worth. In previous videos, we discussed the concept of value and success in society. These concepts serve as indicators of value and ultimately worthiness of respect from others. And that's where the whole framework falls apart for me, because for me, respect is earned, yes, but it's also given. Meaning that when I meet someone for the first time, my default disposition is one of respect. I'm going to treat you with the same respect and dignity that I expect those I surround myself with. I'm going to treat you how you ought to treat me, by default. You get that respect from me simply for being a human being, for being a conscious, feeling being who likely didn't ask to be born into the dumpster fire that largely represents life for most people in the year 2026. That said, my level of respect for you is contingent upon how you carry yourself, how you treat others. It has nothing to do with your profession or your possessions. As mentioned in the previous video on success and delusion, these professions and possessions are often used as shortcuts to respect and admiration. But they don't work like that for everyone, especially people like myself. I respect you based on your character, your values, and the actions that tend to ensue from that value system. If I don't respect you, I'm not going to go out of my way to disrespect you. I'm just not going to be around. Which leads me to one of the truths that have made me who I am today. It's almost never personal. This truth has saved me so much time and energy that I literally cannot return to the way I once was. As a black man, within our culture, respect is non-negotiable. You have 2 choices in black spaces. Either you respect the people and the rules within this space, or you accept the consequences of your disrespect. As the world well knows at this point, the range of consequences is vast. We have a saying in our community that says, not all skin folk are kinfolk, which encapsulates the all too common reality that sharing a skin tone with someone doesn't mean we're on the same page or the same team at all. Within what's left of our cultural spaces today, between ruthless invasion and relentless appropriation, There is the necessity to distinguish friend from foe, and quickly. Dignity is held in extremely high regard in our community, and as such, when disrespected, it is expected that you address it directly and swiftly. This dignity was the only thing we had left to ourselves when the demons in skin suits that currently occupy stolen land stripped us of virtually everything else. The significance of dignity, of respect, is baked into every facet of Black culture. And as such, this is how I was raised. I have zero tolerance for disrespect. And you can go ahead and assume most, if not all, Black people actually have this in common. There are tremendous upsides to this philosophy, and I think it largely instills the importance of the kind of robust self-esteem needed to thrive in such a highly corrupt and corrosive system. But there are downsides too. All too often growing up, I was called all kinds of names from other kids and even adults who wanted to see me react. Like throwing rocks at the window of a zoo animal, I was constantly badgered and on display in those classrooms and in those hallways. I spent my formative years caught between punishment for reaction and punishment for inaction. Inaction simply wasn't allowed at home, and reaction meant giving the clowns what they wanted. The truth I'm sharing with you today came to me in that liminal space. The fact is, you should always stand up for yourself, but you must absolutely learn to pick your battles. You cannot fight everyone, and you can't respond to everyone. And the worst part is that the part of you that feels the need to respond only feels that way because some part of you believes that they might be right. I mean, what's in an insult? Let's tease that open for a second. I'm going to give you a scenario. We're on the phone together enjoying a good conversation about the truths that make us or something. And out of the blue I say, "Hey, you're a monkey jive turkey," and hang up. Is that going to ruin your day? Probably not. Sure, it's fucking weird, but it's also nonsense. It doesn't apply to you in any reasonable sense, so you wouldn't lose sleep over it, and you'd probably chalk it up to my general lack of sanity comedically. Now, what about the ones that actually do spike your emotions? What do those insults consist of that monkey jive turkey doesn't? Something you desperately hope isn't true. Something you might even kinda believe. Meaning that the insult merely reflected something that already exists within you. And that very something is so unacceptable to you in your heart of hearts that you do anything to change it, up to and including the impossible. Now, there's a laundry list of impossible tasks. We're going to stick to one, and one of those is trying to respond it away. You're never going to convince the bot to start critically thinking suddenly, just like you'll never convince someone to truly like you. They either do or they don't on their own accord. Now, you can fixate on the deterministic tone of that sentence and lament, or hate me for pointing it out, or you can recognize the freedom that this provides when actually accepted. My friends, when I look out at the great dumpster fire blazing before us, I see that many of us have based our entire personalities on responding to bots. I promise you, you can get your dopamine fix elsewhere without the exercise in futility. And for me, it started with accepting some things. First, that we all care about what others think of us. Why? Because we kind of have to in order to have a society in any capacity whatsoever. The thoughts and impressions of others are precursors to their value systems, which are essential for us to live amongst each other with any semblance of civility. Second, not everyone is going to like you or enjoy being around you. Not everyone is going to care what you have to say or how you say it. Some people will hate everything about you, and absolutely none of it has any bearing on you as a person, and it is not your job to correct them. Because third, it really ain't got shit to do with you. It doesn't. That person has the problem. That person alone can solve it. Feeding them any energy is a fool's errand, a waste of precious life, better spent on literally anything else. And fourth, it's almost never personal. And even when it is, it isn't. Because what's actually in an insult? Something you desperately hope isn't true. Something you might even kinda believe. And the only one who can even remotely change that is you. But that's just me. What about you? You know what to do. I'll see you again soon.